Hello, everybody, and welcome to the program. My name is Ethan, and you are watching Stinky Platinums, a weekly video game news talk show and discussion, as well as an excuse for me to peruse my PlayStation trophy hunting addiction with some of the worst games and some of the unfortunately associated worst games on the platform. Big week happened. Last week I was sick on the stream itself, our big first kind of pilot test stream. I'm still testing this out. There's a lot of things to change and whatnot, but very funny that last week I was getting sick while we were doing it for the very first time. A lot of stuff happened. Big news we'll go over with today. I did play a couple new games for the first time. I played the Plucky Squire. That is... Oh, I think my controller is dead? No. I played the Plucky Squire, a new indie game that came out on PlayStation Plus. It seems to be okay so far. You're kind of in a picture book. It's very much like a top-down Zelda kind of game, and its inspiration is very clearly linked to, not A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. You can kind of tell some of that. A neat, cute little game. Haven't played too much of it. The Platinum looks easy, so I'm going to continue to go for it even after I've kind of maybe got a little bit bored of it, because I don't think it's that long. And then also, Stream Elements bot is running. Interesting. We're working on some of that stuff, too. Added that in there. Also played a new game on PC called UFO 50. Now, this video game is made in conjunction by a few different people, but the main kind of headliner is the guy that made Spelunky and Spelunky 2, Derek Yu. But also the Downwell guy is in there, and there's a couple other people in there as well. That game is neat. UFO 50 is very, very neat. It's I haven't played too much of it, but it is basically these people made a fake video game console, kind of like the Pico 8. We're like, hey, here are a set of rules that every game is constrained to. A color palette, sound, font, or, well, in this case, I guess it'd be using just square waves and how many channels, etc. Basically trying to make an NES-style video game machine. And then they made 50 games for it. And they are full-on games that you would have seen released on a store shelf in that era. I've played through maybe 4 of them so far. I really want to sit through. I don't want to like do the thing when you get like a collection of ROMs, you know what I mean, or one of these like retro little mini consoles, or a game collection thing here or there, or you just get a bunch of ROMs. I don't want to do the thing where it's like, oh, I see all the games and I'm just gonna click one and whatever. No, I'm gonna click the next one. I'm going through them in their chronological order, in their fictional little history of this game console, and going through that and taking them at their word. Playing through them a bunch. There's a very fun strategy game about killing bugs. That's like I would say almost card based, where you have all these action cards, and you're trying to kill enough of these big mutant alien bugs before your time in turns is up. Very neat game overall. UFO 50, check it out. It's on Steam. A Switch version is in the works, so I am told. And that's the only other console. So I just said, you know what, it'll be a year plus before this comes to PlayStation. And I'm interested in this game. I'm not going to wait for a PlayStation version. I'm going to buy the game on Steam. So very, very neat. Yes, in other housekeeping news, tomorrow's a big day on the channel. 2 things are happening. Number 1 is always every Sunday there is a new episode of the Sonic Movie Show. That's the podcast Devin and I do. Tomorrow's episode also features David. Last week we reviewed Resident Evil not Degeneration. We always get this mixed up. We reviewed Resident Evil Damnation. The 2012 animated movie, 3D animated movie, literally 3D as well. It's stereoscopic, at least in design. We reviewed that, and then this week is a kind of, because Resident Evil Damnation was the halfway point. It was movie number 9 on our total list of 18. We did a very special mid-season extravaganza episode. I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say for folks that are really paying attention to and rooting for and rooting within our kind of game show competitive season here, they're going to want to watch this next episode. It's going to be a big one for that. And then in addition, tomorrow, later in the evening, I think 5 p.m. Eastern time I have it scheduled, is a stream. I'm going to be streaming by myself Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, probably just Metal Gear 1, on that new, it's a year old, but that Metal Gear Solid Collection, Legacy Collection, Volume 1, whatever they call it. That, I think, is going to be my 200th Platinum. Every time I reach one of these milestones for Platinum trophies, I'm always, like, anticipating it at a time, and I'm worrying over it like crazy. I remember the lead up to my 100th Platinum, being like, oh my god, I wanted it to be this game, and any of these games would be fine too, but they require so much work, and, like, I just want to also play video games. I don't want to have to, like, not do them because I had to do this one or anything like that, and I was really stressing over for 100. It ended up being the Klonoa 1 and 2 graphical remake collection, because I loved those games as a kid. I'm like, you know what? I will have it be this. It's not going to be Kingdom Hearts. It's going to take 200 hours for me to do. Too much time. And now for this one, I'm like, well, I could do this game or this game or this game. Like, you know what? I love Metal Gear. I've never played through Metal Gear 1 all the way. I've never played Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake at all. But that's going to be that little PS5 version of the 2-part collection there. That's going to be my 200th Platinum trophy. So we're going to start that experience tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm not expecting too many streams for that. 2, probably. I estimated 12 hours, so we can do it in 2 6-hour streams, I feel like. So, today, right now, we're doing Stinky Platinums. For those that might have missed it, yes, this is a weekly news discussion show in the realm of video games. I'll give my opinions, discuss some things, maybe give some extra insight if I have any. And all the while, we will be playing through a couple Stinky Platinums. A Stinky Platinum, by my definition, is an amateurish or incredulously cynical game indie game that is essentially marketed with the sole reason of, hey, here's some easy PlayStation trophies, Steam achievements, Xbox achievements. There are Switch versions of these games. Don't know why you would reach out to them. I feel like then that becomes predatory on children, where it's like, hey, this is just a bad game, and where it's on the eShop now. We're going to do 2 of them. I liked how we did it last week, where we did one of these jumping things very easy, as we talked about the main topic, and then we'll hop into one off the list down at the bottom there. I have 100 of these in there for us to do, kind of ranked by stars, just by my observation on their trophy lists of how much attention we need to give it. So yeah, we're gonna hop into, I guess, the turbo ones are faster, which is so stupid. It's just an easy way for them to repackage the same thing twice and just have it be different for them to get their extra $3. Every single Stinky Platinum I've gotten on a sale, and I've let them just sit there and park their ass on my hard drive and SSD. These PS5 ones have to be on an SSD. They're on my M2 SSD. That's the other thing, too. I get to slowly clear out storage bit by bit. And then, then sometimes I look at the PlayStation sales and I sort by cheapest, and I see all the Stinky Platinums are down there at the bottom, and I'm like, I could get more. I could get more. They're on sale. I could get more. We don't need more right now. We don't need more right now. Let's jump into the jumping chocolate, no pun intended. Let's talk about today's big news headline. The Switch 2 has apparently leaked. At least its physical body has. The specs have been out there for a while. It's an upgraded Tegra chip from NVIDIA. This is really loud. Let me bump this. That has been out there for a while. Some bits and pieces here or there have been out for a while. Obviously not confirmed. They technically haven't confirmed that it is an actual Nintendo Switch-like device and not just a new console by Nintendo. But the body itself has leaked. People can check out the images on Reddit. It looks... So there's 2 parts to the images. There are physical photographs of the plastic shells that the new version of the Joy-Cons are. So it doesn't have any buttons in them. Doesn't have the analog sticks in it, because there's no board in it. It's just the empty shells. There's 2 photographs of that, and then there's a bunch of 3D renders. Like someone just took the it looks like, first off, the way these renders are, I don't think they're official from Nintendo. I think they're someone making them based off the specifications, the physical body dimensions that might have leaked to them, and they threw them in a CAD program and made them, right? So that might not be completely real. I do think that these actual physical boards, or physical Joy-Con shells are real. And in one of those photos too, you can see like it's that like the Switch is open. The Switch 2 is open, and like there's a motherboard in there, and there's stuff like people have faked worse when it comes to Nintendo. People want that clout. People want clout more than I feel like portraying the truth on the internet. We talk about sometimes these Nintendo leakers, video game leakers in general, but there's a special air to the Nintendo leakers where it feels like they just want to be famous as a guy leaking Nintendo stuff than actually like getting that information out there for good or bad. That little red bird guy, Poro, tried to take credit earlier this week for knowing in advance that Like a Dragon Yakuza Pirate in Hawaii was a game, and that there's a new Rent-A-Hero thing. I don't really know what Rent-A-Hero is, but I remember that Japanese name. Because days earlier, they tweeted out mysteriously RAH, and then down below PIH. Ooh, what's going on? Fuck knows. And then, then they confirmed that, RAH, and they pointed a picture of Rent-A-Hero, PIH, they look at Pirate in Hawaii, like, see, they were leaking that. That's not leaks, because PIH and RAH tells the audience nothing. It just tells us that in hindsight, yes, you're a smarmy asshole who knew shit. That they're not a leaker. You just want clout and attention. And that's the guy that also may or may not be known now by Nintendo on a personal level. We'll see. But anyway, people will fake video game hardware for that very reason. Did we get the platinum in this? We're just going to keep it jumping. Who cares? People have made fake leaks. People have made physical objects. People have rendered out very impressive scenes that seem realistic to have a device there that seems like that might be the actual thing. So who knows for sure if these Nintendo leaks are real, these Switch 2 leaks, but I do believe that this is very likely the case. It looks like a Switch. It's got a bigger screen. It's got a bigger kickstand. There seems to be a second USB-C port on the top, so you could maybe plug a controller in there. That seems weird, though, to me. I don't think Nintendo would do that, but perhaps who knows what the dock situation is, and because there's one on the bottom, you would imagine it's the same thing. The Joy-Cons, however, are different. They are the same physical for the most part. However, actually, I have one here. Not a Switch 2 Joy-Con, one of my regular ones. This is my Yellow Arms edition Joy-Cons. This is the only pair I bought after getting the Switch itself. I really like the yellow. I don't need to explain the Switch Joy-Cons to folks. They know what they are. But on the regular Switch, I'll hold it like this. They slide down onto the body with a rail mechanism. And they kind of lock in place with just a very simple little clip. This time around on the Switch 2, it seems to be a little bit different. It seems to be... Well, we don't really need to keep it jumping, but I'm going to keep it jumping. It seems to be instead that there is a magnetic system attachment with it in its body. That apparently some sort of electrical pulse. I don't know if it makes an electromagnet because of that or what, but there's some sort of current being sent through the magnet that locks it in place, and then when you want to detach the system, it undoes or maybe reverses that current. I don't know if it works like that. It allows it to release easy, or the Joy-Con's actual little rail thing is deeper out, and you can actually see the kind of player number indicator lights if you were looking at it front-facing instead of onto the side. It just looks like a little bit bigger, a little bit more sophisticated, version of the Joy-Con that already exists. However, it is interesting. If you look at the back of a Joy-Con, there is that release button there for the rail mechanism, and you can see there's a shoulder button. There is the trigger. It's just another button. On the Switch 2, there's also like this other button, but it's a weird protrusion that points this way. So like it's molded in such a fashion where it comes out and goes essentially now towards the camera here. And that could mean a bunch of different things. I think the easiest thing about it is, well, if you have to pull the Joy-Cons away from the body and not grab them and slide them up like you do on the regular Switch, you need to pull them away. It probably is a little hard for some people to grab the thing and yank it this way. So I think just simply having some sort of grip thing, that's probably the release button, if that makes sense. You push that, it undoes the electrical current, and you can just pull the Switch Joy-Con off. That's what I think that is about. We'll see more about that. Very basic information about it. It's hard to tell if on the bottom of both of these Joy-Cons there's that infrared sensor thingy. It always felt weird to me that only one of them had it, but then also made sense to me because Nintendo's never going to use it, and they barely did on the regular Switch. But who knows, maybe they have no ideas. There always needs to be something to pitch to people of like, yeah, the new Nintendo thing has this little gimmick in it. Just to get you a little bit excited about what could maybe happen. And, you know, some of the things that do happen because of some of these gimmicks, like that infrared sensor on the right Joy-Con, they weren't stupid. They were neat, fun little things. Nothing needs to reinvent gameplay anymore, in my opinion. I think we're past the days of, like, the new video game console needs to completely reinvent how you play video games. No one wants it anyway. So you have a little gimmick here that can add an interesting little quirk, for a rack of a word that isn't gimmick anymore. A little quirk just for a couple games that Nintendo themselves might want to make. That's neat, that's fine. I do wonder how much per unit the infrared camera and I guess that little curved transparent piece of plastic costs them per unit. I'd be interested to know what that is. Like, hey, this gimmick is costing us this amount of money. Are we making that back, or do we feel like that's worth that? Yeah, that is the big thing about the Switch 2. Now, we're going to pick a game off this Stinky Platinums list down here below. And then we're going to play it while we discuss the next 5 stories. I'm going to go ahead and delete the jumping chocolate. I assumed I got the platinum trophy. I stopped popping trophies, and we doubled the number, and those games don't change in how they operate that. So, see here. Ooh, it doesn't want to open. That's strange. Very, very strange. I think I'm going to have to restart this console. This happened to me once in the past where game library wouldn't open and I just had to restart the system. So while we do that, let's discuss the next piece of news. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are suing Pocket Pair, the creators of Pal World. For folks that might have forgotten, Pal World was that game that released at the beginning of the year in early access on PC and the Xbox early access platform. Excuse me, there is no PlayStation early access. There is no Nintendo early access thing here. But yes, Pocket Pair made that game. It is very much described still to this day, and this is, I think, one of the reasons why Nintendo wants to sue this company. That game is still described to this day as Pokemon with guns. It's an Ark Survival Evolved or Valheim or, I guess, Rust style survival crafting game that has Pokemon-like creatures, and there is violence with weapons, and you don't treat them like friends. You treat them like, I guess, like Shin Megami Tensei demons, where you're just fusing them. Oh no, this just won't open. Can I use the switcher to select a game that isn't on? This is strange. I just can't access my library. That's not good. I heard this update that happened with the PlayStation 5 has broken a couple things, and of course I have it set to automatically update, so I didn't in time turn that off to prevent this update. It added, like, you know, the dashboard thing changed a bit, like there's widgets now. This is console storage. You know what? I think it's taking a bit to read the SSDs. Interesting. Okay. While we wait for this thing to hopefully read itself. Yeah, no, not the PlayStation. But yeah, Pocket Pair. Oh, there we go. Pocket Pair got sued by Nintendo, or is in the process of being sued by Nintendo. Now this is interesting. So when Pal World came out, and even in the lead up to it, of course, the lead up to any video game's launch doesn't mean the game's going to come out. Who knows? People are like, oh, this is crazy. This creature, this pal buddy, let's call them pals. This pal looks very close to this Pokemon. And, oh, this one looks a lot like this Pokemon. And then people are digging into, like, because it's an early access and on PC, people are pulling out the rigged animation files for some of these creatures and like, yeah, this is the same as this Pokemon. Like, its movements are the same. That type of stuff. It looks like they literally took this creature and, like, let's say it's a fire type thing. Well, they made a grass version of that idea. That's how close to some of these creatures are. And Well, I don't really give a shit. Nor should I think people should give a shit. I think Nintendo and the Pokemon Company get a lot of passes for just simply being around still, and we all love them as children. It was funny, and I understand why Nintendo's like, this is a copyright issue. This is a copyright issue, but this is a tricky copyright issue because it's not directly a copyright thing, but it feels like it's very close, and we're still mad. And again, still to this day, the best way and most common way people describe Pal World is Pokemon with guns. Nintendo doesn't want that out there, obviously. They're not suing them over a copyright infringement. They're suing them over gameplay mechanic trademarks. It's a trademark patent dispute. They're claiming that Pal World is violating some trademark or trademarks that they have done. Now, Stephen Totillo over at GameFile, that's his personal blog there, people can support him, I think he's a good guy, has found a patent that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, Nintendo on behalf of the Pokemon Company, have filed that supposedly became active and legal in Japan very recently, maybe a year or so ago. That is the act of throwing a ball-like device in a three-dimensional space at a creature to capture it, for which there are many creatures. That seems like that would be a thing that Nintendo would bring up, but Nintendo hasn't stated what these patent infringements are. I don't know how common that would be for a company to be like, you're infringing on our trademarks, we're suing you, but we're not going to tell you what they are. And the reason why they're not telling them what they are is to give them less stuff to work with, to make, Pal World's developer Pocket Pair sweat a little bit, like, oh my god, what do we do more? Is there more than what we think? Oh, are we really screwed? Nintendo's going to obliterate them, and that's sad, because, at the end of the day, Nintendo is a gigantic company that wants to bully people around to make sure that they make as much money, protect their brand as much as possible. I feel far less bad for Pocket Pair than I do whenever some kid makes their own Metroid game or their own Pokemon game and they just put it out on their little fan site, and then Nintendo sends them essentially a gun in the mail and says, use this on yourself, otherwise stop the game. I feel bad for those people because they work on something, although at this stage in the game you know what's coming. And I'm pissed at Nintendo for obviously trying to take down Vim's Lair earlier this year and some other emulation scene stuff. The Vim's Lair site itself has no Nintendo games or Sega games on it at this point, which is really, really sad. But the Nintendo does suck straight up like that. We shouldn't root for them to destroy Pocket Pair. But at the same time, I don't necessarily feel all that bad for Pocket Pair. If you look at the history of that company before Pal World, they are very much an SEO focused, trend-chasing company. Their games titles are buzzwords, and they look at just, trends. There was, I'm not going to pull it up, but there was a very much Breath of the Wild, Genshin Impact, blah, blah, blah style game, and the name of the game is a bunch of SEO crap, and the visual stylings of these words are very similar to the word marks of these other video games that it's trying to ape. This company just is like, that's a popular thing, let's just cash in on that. Let's just try to do a low effort for those games. Take on that just to get some money, who gives a fuck? Pal World is very cynically just Pokemon with guns, and they knew that going in, and they knew this was going to happen. So I don't feel that bad for Pocket Pair. I do wish that they win, though. I do hope for their victory in this. It won't happen. Nintendo will win. They just have more money. And I remember when Pal World came out, and there was that first rumblings of oh my god, is this bad? Is Nintendo going to go after these people? Nintendo did make a statement saying they were investigating, but even before that statement was made, there was a very popular talent agency in Japan that a lot of video game voice actors go through that basically recommended to everyone that they represent, all their clients, hey, don't work with this company out of fear that you might be blacklisted by Nintendo. That matters more than working for a Pocket Pair. So there was a lot of that kind of discourse at the time as well about it. So, I mean, I'm rooting for you, Pocket Bear. I hope you were able to get this kind of case dismissed. Japanese legal laws are different than America, and I have no idea about either of them, so I don't really have that much more insight beyond that. Let's pick a game here on the Stinky Platinum list. Last week, we played that toy tank game. This week, I don't know what we're going to play. That toy tank game was 2 stars. I think I also want to go similarly with 2 stars. Maybe something that is easy. We could scroll through the whole thing, but I think I found one that I am interested in. Also on the screen. See if we can figure it out. Type of dog. Borzy Adventures. Where is it here? Borzy Adventure. I wrote down that it has 12 levels. We're going to open up here. Borzy Adventure. Just to take a look at the trophy list. I have the PlayStation 5 or PS4 version. I have the PS5 version. Let's open this up. It really is just unlock 12 levels. Doesn't say beat, it says unlock. Who knows what that means? Doesn't even have a banner. This is my favorite kind of dog, the Borzy. Or Borzaya. It's Russian. It's a Russian dog. Get them all, get all trophies. Let's boot this game up as we discuss topic number 3. A new PlayStation State of Play seems to be set for, would it be Tuesday the 24th? According to Jeff Grubb over at Giant Bomb. Seems like that is going to be the case, and I feel like, just personally speaking, it seems important for Sony to have a show of some sort by the end of this year, and seeming, in my opinion, closer to that kind of announcement of PS5 Pro as possible. We want to make sure that this thing that everyone's right now saying is a giant waste of money and was presented poorly has new games shown for it. I think that's why, because people are like, oh, why didn't they, we're going to play on easy. Why didn't they show anything new with the PS5 Pro? Is probably because they're saving that for a PlayStation State of Play. I don't think PS5 Pro was presented very well. We discussed that last week on the program. So I think, wow, starting the level is enough. Oh no, this is one of those 2D platformers where the D-pad does nothing. It's the analog stick. Circle is also jump, not X. Also, that doesn't look like a fucking Borzy. Whatever. Double jump. Yes, we are supposedly to expect that Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, and now potentially Days Gone Remastered would get announced there. And you can just Mega Man X wall jump. Here's the thing, I'm not a big Mega Man X fan, and I find in 2D platformers this right here to be lazy as hell. I never found this satisfying. To me, this seems like cheating. If you can wall jump off the same wall that you are jumping off of and just go straight back to it, to me that just seems like it opens up lazy level design. I haven't played too many Mega Man X games. I played through the first one and a bit of the second one back on the Virtual Console days on the Wii? Might have been Wii U. I don't remember exactly. So who knows? Maybe the PlayStation ones go crazy, and I just don't know. But you know, there are people who are fans of those games, and I'm just not one of them. I doubt that there will be a Mega Man X announced at the PlayStation State of Play. There was that Armature developed first-person shooter Mega Man X game, codenamed Maverick Hunter, for the PlayStation 3 way back in the day. I kind of would have been curious to see what that is, but any game that gets canceled before it gets announced, like that game, they get canceled for a reason. It wasn't going to be a fun game. It had nothing to do with, like, oh, they didn't like it, and so it's gone, but it was going to be really good. You know, fans tend to have these fantasies like that. Oh no, they canceled the game, but it was going to be so good. Like, no, dog, the game wasn't going to be good. That's why they canceled it. They didn't think they could make it worth the money, so they canceled it. Anyway, back to the PlayStation State of Play. Yeah, I think it's about time for us to see what Sucker Punch and Naughty Dog are working on. I know Naughty Dog has decided, they made the statement saying that they feel that it was a bit of a mistake to announce The Last of Us Part 2 as early as they did. And if folks remember, when Uncharted 4 was announced, damn, I am just missing that jump. Uncharted 4 had a very classic Amy Hennig teaser trailer, a desk full of artifacts and documents while a narration happens from a singular person. Cool. The context of that voiceover changed from the final game from what was announced, because there was a lot of that game got announced way too early. Okay, at least it didn't die. And there was trouble brewing at Naughty Dog. I'm on the side of Amy Hennig, just because I know how I feel like pretentious The Last of Us had made Neil Druckmann. Like, no, I need to get my way. I don't actually know what happened, though, to be fair. And so ever since that initial announcement of The Last of Us Part 2 at the Game Awards... Oh man, yeah, it was at the Game Awards. I think it was announced at the same... Or no. It was at a PlayStation Experience. That's right, this is still when PlayStation did their PlayStation Experience things. Was it announced at the last one? It was announced, yeah, at the 2016 one alongside Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. That's right. They don't want to make announcements of video games too far in advance. That game would take 4 years after that announcement to come out. They probably don't want a similar thing, but I feel like unless they've had to start and stop projects, if they've been working on the same project since they finished The Last of Us Part 2, you know, and yes, there was a small team that worked on The Last of Us Part 1, and, you know, we all wish that didn't happen. Other people made it instead. I think it's about time for their game to get announced, even if it's not till 2026. The hell? Even if it's not until 2026 that this game gets released, I think you can announce that there is a video game, something to get excited for. I think the same thing for Sucker Punch. Like, we don't know yet, you know, if they are working on Ghost of Tsushima 2. I never played the first one. I don't have a dog in that race. No pun intended. I kind of, you know, wish it was Infamous related, personally, but I get that, like, oh, we finally took a break from Infamous. You know, can we not go straight back to it? But that break was 10 years ago. Infamous Second Son released 10 years ago. Sucker Punch released one game since, Ghost of Tsushima. Took them 6 years to make it. They were working on another game before Ghost that got pretty far, that they canceled. So they were working on Ghost straight from 2014 onwards. But still, 10 years ago was their second to last game. Here's hoping that whatever they do make is at least worthy of all the additional all the additional praise that they received from Ghost of Tsushima, because people really like that game. And I heard really good things. I have it. I haven't touched it. I don't really have an interest in it either. It's cool that it's there. To me, it's like, oh, it's in that Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West era of PlayStation where I'm like, this is neat. Not really for me. And I feel like I have this, like, obligation to play them because it's like, oh, it's first party Sony, and I'm a PlayStation first kind of focused, you know, gamer. So, like, oh, I gotta I don't know. We'll see. Wow, analog stick 2D platforming sucks. Unless you have some sort of variable, move rate, and it looks like this does, but not in a way that matters. Just have it on the D-pad. I feel stupid. And, jump is on circle. I shouldn't have missed that. I'm focused on the game, and I missed that. Embarrassing. Other games that could maybe get announced, there was that Cory Barlog game at Sony Santa Monica that his team has, been working on alongside God of War Ragnarok. Maybe that would get announced now, though I can honestly see it not being the case. Ever since God of War Ragnarok released on PlayStation 5, 2022? Those are 2022 games, that's right. Wow. Got a game over? Oh no. You can't die too many times, otherwise you have to start over. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. This isn't as breezy as we thought. The bones give you an extra heart. I didn't even notice that there was that HUD up there. I didn't even see that. No. See, now I'm afraid to fall at all because we got 11 levels. Okay. Sure. It would be cool to see a new game made by a new kind of PlayStation studio. With Concord failing, that's another story we'll get to later. I don't know if Sony has scuffed some of their marketing plans for talking about Marathon or Fair Games. I know there was that report that Marathon is still eyeing a $40 price tag for multiplayer-only game, despite Concord failing at that price point and being a multiplayer-only game. But there's that Bungie willpower behind there's some issues going on at that company. Seems like they were under the impression that Sony was going to buy them and then tell them, hey, you guys are perfect, just stay there, and not want any say in what they're doing. Alright, level 2 finished. No deaths. Didn't realize that you could die and have to start the whole damn game over. No deaths. Level 3. So who knows if PlayStation is going to talk further about Fair Games or Marathon at the State of Play. Marathon is far out, according to reports. I don't know anything about Fair Games beyond what they announced, so we'll see. Ooh. So it might be a single-player only kind of show. We'll see. I know people are taking a little bit of a victory lap after Concord failed for now. I'm going to say for now, because I hope that game can return. Enjoyed it. People are taking a bit of a victory lap about the game's failure, being like, oh yeah, see, we want single-player games. But that's not... They're not going to cancel Fair Games. They're not going to cancel Marathon. Or... They weren't going to cancel that other Bungie project that was being worked on that has been canceled for other reasons. Just simply because, oh no, one of our multiplayer games failed horribly. The other multiplayer game that came out this year by them is the best-selling game of the year. So our batting average is... I wouldn't even call that half. One of them sold ridiculously well. That's a slam dunk. You do that in baseball? I don't know. To me, that raises that batting average even though they only swung twice this year, to somehow 66% of a success rate. Can you even... Hold on, is there other buttons being used besides run and jump? Damn, they throw a restart biome button on this main... That's not the level. That's like the set of levels. Why would they throw that on there? There doesn't seem to be a run button. How the fuck do you make that? How do you make that jump? Stupid ugly snakes too. They don't even look... They don't even match the art style of the dog. The dog has so much more shading going on than those snakes do. Wait for the platform to come back. I'm not sure what else would be announced there. Perhaps they'll announce that Spider-Man Venom game that was leaked, a part of the big Insomniac leak of last year. Maybe? Maybe? Although I wouldn't be surprised if that maybe gets canceled, because they canceled the Spider-Man multiplayer game before that leak even happened last year. Perhaps the Spider-Man Venom game won't be one of these expand-alone projects anymore, and maybe it will be actual DLC for Spider-Man 2. Maybe they reevaluate how they approach that stuff. I feel like the expand-alone idea works out better than having DLC. I think Spider-Man Miles Morales, granted, it was a PS5 launch game, which helped give it buzz. I feel like that sold a lot better than the City That Never Sleeps DLC for Spider-Man PS4, right? And it cost them more money, but I'm sure it made them more money in the long haul. Like, I want to know if there's a run button, because like even with the double jump, I missed that. I don't think it was even close. And this sign's background art, it's not interactable. I'm scared to make this jump. Let's see, how many blocks is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I think if I were to jump here, can I make it to here? I don't know. I'm trying to do a test here. Oh, wait. Oh! Made it! Okay, fair enough. You died once. Fair enough. So yeah, PlayStation State of Play, seemingly for the 24th, that is Tuesday, unless I am mistaken. I'll hop on Oh, I think the bones do give you extra hearts. Alright, on to our next news story. So, Tetsuya Nomura, one of the bigwigs at Square Enix, dead. In charge of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, as well as the Kingdom Hearts guy. Kingdom Hearts being my favorite video game of all time. Yes, the PlayStation 2 original. He is what? How old does he say he is here in this article? 54. He claims he is 54 years old. He claims that. He is 54 years old. and says he's close to retirement, and wants to wrap up the Kingdom Hearts story before he retires. I feel like that is blasphemous. I don't want to tell him he needs to keep working forever, just because Nintendo folks are doing that. Like, Miyamoto is much older than him, and he has not stated anything about retirement. Just because Hideo Kojima is older than him, and I think he's older than him, and says he will work until he's dead because he enjoys making video games, doesn't necessarily mean that Tetsuya Nomura has to also abide by that. I also see, put it this way, I see him getting tired. I see him getting tired of making video games. I feel like he's had a harder go about it than the other two folks I mentioned. To put it bluntly, he kind of got screwed hard during the PlayStation 3 era. And I don't think he's fully recovered from that. For folks that are younger and don't know, or maybe don't care about Final Fantasy, I think it was 2006 at a PlayStation 3, or maybe it was 2005. Oh man. PlayStation 3 showcase, E3 showcase there. Oh man, this is going to be crazy. All these PlayStation 3 games are going to be insane. The Final Fantasy projects got announced. One of which was a Final Fantasy VII technical showcase of what the PlayStation 3 hardware could do. Okay. It was the opening of the Final Fantasy VII's kind of thing, just that whole, we pan over Midgar and then the logo and all that. Made in whatever version of Crystal Tools, the Square Enix engine for Final Fantasy, was around at the time. Cool, but they say, oh no, this is just a demo, we're not making this game. Cool, yeah, right. And they weren't at the time, legitimately planning on making it. The next year, we get some Final Fantasy announcements, Final Fantasy 13, as well as the fact that it is a part of a sub-project called Fabula Nova Crystallis, New Age of the Crystal. That's what that translates to in English from its Latin wank-off kind of name. Final Fantasy 13 was going to be the first of a trilogy of universe games. Final Fantasy 13 is still part of Final Fantasy, but then also you have Final Fantasy Agito 13 and Final Fantasy Versus 13. Games that are not literally related to each other, but are part of some mythology about the crystals. Cool. Neat. Agito was going to be a PSP game. It did not end up happening in that fashion, and it kind of got reworked into a game called Final Fantasy Type 0 for PSP. It's the only 2-disc PSP game to my knowledge. Did not come to America. There is an HD version on PS4 and Xbox One. And Steam? I think it's on PC. I have it on PS4. I have not ever played it. I bought it because it came with a demo for Final Fantasy 15. That demo is pretty neat. The demo is actually very interesting, and the combat in Final Fantasy 15 changed pretty significantly between that demo and release. So that demo is a bit of a unique thing. I wonder if I can re-download it, or if it's like a PT situation. I'd be interested to give it another look. But Final Fantasy Versus 13 was Nomura's project. It was a real... Oh, boy, I pressed X to jump. It was a real-time action RPG Final Fantasy game. It was moody. It starred teenage boys. One of them's a prince. Oh man, and he rejects what society has in store for him, but he doesn't really know. He's that Kingdom Hearts Nomurian, I'm sad. He's Advent Children Cloud, which Nomura loves, and I just got 3 tries left before it makes us start the whole biome over. This is not good. This is not good. Fuck this video game. Yeah, Versus 13, I remember seeing these TGS trailers and whatnot, and just being like so fucking hyped, and this is awful footage, like quality wise. It's so exciting. It looks like It looks like Kingdom Hearts is growing up with me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, so excited. The game would get canceled behind the scenes, seems like, and reworked into Final Fantasy 15, handed over to Tabata and another team entirely. Nomura's Final Fantasy Versus 13 would be no more. The characters of Noctis and my hope is that there are multiple biomes on the map. It looked like there were, and that like running out of lives on a biome restarts to the biome and not the entire game. But yes, Final Fantasy 15 shares some characters from Versus 13, including the main character, and his friends, I think, and the dad, I think. No! Alright, gotta lock in. No talking during this. No talking for this. I gotta beat this level. Circle the jump and analog stick movement. Getting 100 bones, which is 13 more. I believe gives us an extra heart, extra life. I do not remember if one heart is the last life or if it is one extra. Sorry, need to focus on it. Alright, we got a second heart. Cool, we can talk about Nomura again. Jesus Christ. A little spiritual guy. We unlocked level 6. So we're almost halfway there. Or about halfway? We're at the halfway point. New biome look like, hopefully this means if we die, we have to just start from this level forward. But yeah, I remember being so excited for Final Fantasy Versus 13. And I think we're going to be finding out what happens when we die pretty quickly. I thought it looked like you could walk under that bug. Am I wrong? Thank God. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I remember being just so hyped for Final Fantasy Versus 13. It looked, like I said, like Kingdom Hearts is growing up with me. It's that action combat I crave with the melodrama of Kingdom Hearts, but with, you know, none of the Disney stuff that I was take it or leave it for me. What the fuck? We have a gun now? Okay. I love it. You aim with the same analog stick you move with. That's just great. That is just fantastic. So when that game got turned into Final Fantasy 15, I'm like, well, whatever. I kind of gotten over that game because it and The Last Guardian were like PlayStation 3's like, oh, these games will never come out. That's why when everyone's like, oh my god, when's Last of Us Part 2? We've been waiting forever! It's like, buddy. When do you think Versus 13 was announced? I'm okay waiting. Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced. The same E3 Final Fantasy Versus 13 was officially renamed Final Fantasy 15. Renamed as in they showed the name changing, but that project was canceled and this was a new game. Entirely. I hit pause. We're dead. Ugh. Not good. That game, Kingdom Hearts 3, would take 6 years to make. Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced in 2014. They most certainly were working on it after Kingdom Hearts 3. Did I say 14? Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced in 2022. 3 years after Kingdom Hearts 3 had finished, they were working on the game since then. I do not believe that they took a 3-year break or a vacation. They might have taken a couple months, and I hope they did, but not 3 years. Anyway, Nomura says that, Kingdom Hearts 4 might be the start of his kind of like the end of Kingdom Hearts. He doesn't say that directly, but that's the implication because he wants to retire soon. And I find that kind of funny. Kind of sad, and I don't think it's going to happen. I find it interesting that he's like, oh yes, I will be wrapping up the Kingdom Hearts storyline because I am retiring soon. And while I understand that there is a much bigger, I don't say it's a respect thing, but I guess it is a respect thing that Japanese publishers have regarding individuals who kind of spearheaded or made the video games that they publish. But I don't think Square Enix would be like, okay, just because you're retiring, I don't think they're going to be like, yes, we will respect the Kingdom Hearts closure. They're going to be like, no, this is a huge moneymaker for us. We ain't got that give up right now. Keep it moving. We don't need these mobile games. I haven't played any of those mobile games. They announced a mobile game years ago. Did that ever happen? You were running around in the 3D space with the Keyblade as a guy in the stupid before times. Who knows? Funniest thing about the whole Kingdom Hearts 3 and 4 situation here is that it turns around and it comes back on Versus 13. You can tell that Nomura was still like, I want to make that game that I said I was going to make from Final Fantasy Versus 13, because he threw it as a goofy meta gag in Kingdom Hearts 3, and at the end just set up, no, that actually is what Kingdom Hearts 4 is. Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to have all that shit in it. With a new version of that character, a new version of that city that it was going to take place in, new version of his friends, the same melodramatic moodiness. Damn it. Died. It's going to be in there. It was the big teaser at the end of Kingdom Hearts 4, if you got the secret ending. And if you actually played through all of its Remind DLC, which I didn't, came out a year afterwards and I just forgot how to play. And of course, the DLC is like just boss fights. There's an elaboration on the ending, because Sora dies, sort of. He becomes unexistent in the world, however they phrase it, I don't remember. Yes, sniped the bug with, it's supposed to be they look like tennis balls on the side of the gun thing here, but that's very clearly like a green, like, gas. Ah. Very funny. The Kingdom Hearts 4 has this like realism art style to it. They, whether intentionally or not, teased Endor from Star Wars as one of the worlds that you would go to, which to me kind of identifies, yes, all of the places you go to in Kingdom Hearts 4 might not be cartoon Disney places, they might be realistic places. Kingdom Hearts 3 was in development before Disney purchased Star Wars and Marvel. I don't know about the Marvel aspect, but certainly before Star Wars. And there was an interview early in Kingdom Hearts 3's development. When I say early, I mean like year 2. We're like, oh, are we going to see any Marvel or Star Wars in Kingdom Hearts 3? And we know the answer is no now. The game came out. Kingdom Hearts 3 came out 5 years ago. I only played through it once. I platinumed it. I gotta replay that game. But Nomura was like, oh, well, he was being vague because he knew the answer was no. Is there going to be any Marvel or Star Wars in Kingdom Hearts 3? And he said, well, whenever Disney buys something, I go and I ask them, can I put this in Kingdom Hearts? And they always give me a straight answer. That was his answer to the thing. They always definitively tell me yes or no. There's no wishy-washy. And they obviously told them no about Star Wars and Marvel, and that has changed, I feel like. I can easily see it, because at the time when they bought Star Wars, They definitely had these big, grand, ambitious plans of making this new trilogy and doing Star Wars right. And then, once everyone realized that they also realized that there was no real grand plan and whatever, here's a million stupid, expensive 4-episode TV shows or however long any of this Disney Plus shit is. I think they've realized, hey, we've made our money back, and we've had the brand. Yeah, fine. You can put it in Kingdom Hearts. I think Marvel is the same way now post-Endgame, where it's like, yeah, we have all the guys back again, I think, for the most part. We have to work with Sony on Spider-Man, and we got all the other guys back. Who cares? You know, this isn't, the time he would have said this would have been around the time of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which infamously has no X-Men in it, because at that time, Disney did not have the film rights to the X-Men, and then therefore didn't want to promote those characters. They were canceling the comic book line, if I'm not mistaken, at the time. Pathetic. The torturing of their own, because they own Marvel. They own Marvel Comics. They didn't own the film rights to the X-Men comics at the time of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So I can see definitely at that time being like, we have a plan with these Marvel things. Whatever. So I have a feel like Kingdom Hearts 4 would have the live action stuff beyond Pirates of the Caribbean. The Pirates of the Caribbean rendering scheme that they had in Kingdom Hearts 3 looked really good. It looked really good. To me, that is how you would make a Pirates game. Pirates of the Caribbean game. You wouldn't go super realistic. You would have it look like that, which was realistic enough, but had that gloss of Kingdom Hearts on it. So yes, Kingdom Hearts 4 announced 2 years ago at the 20th anniversary event of the original game. And it was the definitive start to a new arc. They call it the Lost Master arc. My issue with fucking Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts 1, it's my favorite game of all time. Kingdom Hearts 2 blew my mind, I loved it so much. And then they started making all these handheld games afterwards that just confused and muddied up the story, in my opinion. Overcomplicated things. We need to have a prequel game, and in my opinion, it was one of those prequels that invalidated the specialness of your origin of these elements of the Keyblade and Thor and all those. Oh, this prequel game invalidates it to an extent, makes it feel less special. A lot of prequels fall to that. I can't blame it. But then, oh man, that's Kingdom Hearts 0. Actually, no, there's a different Kingdom Hearts 0. It's this mobile game and blah, blah, blah. And then we have just all this nonsense in there. I've grown to be like, I will cherry pick out the stuff I liked. I really loved Kingdom Hearts 3, despite that it has all that junk in it. It's like, cool. I live with it. I've lived with it. I don't care that much about making this like my whole life. Kingdom Hearts 3 being the way it is, I love it despite it has all that cruft in it. And the promise was that this game was going to wrap up all of that cruft. Cool. And then it teases that the cruft continues. That we're going to see not the same bad guys, although there is a bad guy who is a bad guy from before and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yeah, we're going to see the same stupid black outfits on every bad guy ever. I got real tired of that outfit after Kingdom Hearts 2. Showing up on everyone still is like, Tetsuya Nomura is a great character designer. You can make villains that look cool. Stop using the black coat. But that guy's got to pop up there, and he's they retcon. It's a retcon. They retcon one of these villains from Kingdom Hearts 2, who was in the prequel game on PSP, Birth by Sleep. The retcon, I'm saying, like, yeah, he's actually this super fucking old guy, and he's been going through time or some shit, and he's been undercover this whole time. That's a retcon on intent. Just like how Birth by Sleep was a retcon on intent, and the mobile game was a retcon on intent, you know, and expanding the universe in ways that weren't initially written out, which is fine, but whatever. That's the way it is. So as much as Kingdom Hearts 4 is supposed to be moving beyond the cruft of the Xehanort saga, whatever they decided to name everything that came before Kingdom Hearts 3, including Kingdom Hearts 3. Some of that stuff is still continuing. So when that game gets announced and it says start of a new arc, I don't envision Kingdom Hearts 4 being a singular game or part of a duology. Like now Nomura saying he wants to retire soon implies, right? He's going to be retiring soon. He wants to wrap up this franchise. Is he getting second doubts on the storyline? You know what I mean? I don't know. I kind of hope that it goes on forever despite whether he retires or not. I pressed X to jump again. Why? We gotta get as many bones as possible because they give us extra lives. Gosh. Okay. That's Tetsuya Nomura. He's 54. He's planning on retiring eventually in his life, and he would like to retire long before he's dead. I respect that. He's working on multiple games at once. He hasn't had Listen, I'm looking at these bones here. That's vaguely arrow-shaped, but even then, if it was a line of coins in Mario, that would tell me it is safe to fall there. This is a leap of faith, but there's an arrow. You have to trust the arrow. There's that bug. I guess I could shoot. Oh, you can shoot. You can shoot through this platform, but not that platform. Okay. So yes, that's Tetsuya Nomura. Big ups to him. Final Fantasy Remake Part 3. I have yet to finish Rebirth. I didn't get very far in it. I'm going to wait for the PS5 Pro because the Digital Foundry footage did show significant improvement. I'm like, cool, I would want to play this version. And I stopped that game for whatever reason. Other things came out. I'll go back to it at some point. So Nomura's working on a couple things at once. I get it. He's probably very tired. It would have been cool if, while he was working on Kingdom Hearts 3, was setting someone up to replace him. Setting up a new, do the Shinji Mikami thing. Be like, yes, I am going to now mentor a new era of creators. And yes, he's not like he's working on Kingdom Hearts 4 by himself. There's other people there, but like, set someone else to take over for you after you retire that you trust, Trust. Next topic here, our fifth penultimate topic here. Concord's director, Ryan Ellis, has supposedly stepped down from the role. I don't know if that means he is leaving the company or not. I don't think that's what that means. I think he's just like, yep, I'm not creative director at Concord anymore, at Firewalk Studios. Who knows what's going to happen with Concord? I have a video that I have been working on since before last Stinky Platinum, last Saturday. Then I got sick and I couldn't do any of the voiceover stuff for it. And I don't know if I've missed the timeliness on that video. I'm still going to put it out there. It's kind of, because I have a lot of footage. I have like 72 hours of Concord footage. Some of it in a manner that is, a screen in a screen type of thing. But then I have a lot of full screen, no commentary audio as well, or no commentary footage as well. I want to use it for a video. Not going to be 72-hour long video. It'll be under 20 minutes. My experience with Concord and talking about Concord's future. But to wrap all that stuff up here, this game will return. Sony will bring it back to some degree. I think that they pulled the game in the manner that they did so that they could have a fresh do-over. They want to be able to have the game be a hit the way that they wanted it to be a hit. The game was not a hit. They don't want it to limply exist and then they can ramp it up into a new 2.0. No, you cut the cord now. You can bring it back on your own terms. However, whatever terms those may be. That's why they did it. It sucks that Firewalk seems to still be in limbo. And it sucks that even the creative director of the game doesn't seem to know what's going to happen. I don't even know if they're working right now. where they all like take a vacation. If you have any PTO at that company, I don't know, maybe use it. Obviously, they've already made those decisions on their own. But we'll see. New biome? No, it's the same biome. Same goddamn biome. At least I don't have to jump over a pit immediately. Are you kidding me? Hold on. Did I just get stuck? What? Okay. This game's lucky. This game is really lucky. What the fuck, man? I hope Concord will get lucky in return. I think it will return. I think it will launch as a free-to-play thing. But who knows? Like, Sony wants all of its multiplayer games to launch like they launch single-player games, but then also have an infinite projected tail, right? That's what they want. Ideally, that is their ideal thing. They launch the game for a price, people buy it, there are microtransactions, the game goes on forever, maybe expansions, they buy that stuff. That's what they want for all of their games. That's what they want. That might not happen. One potential solution is obviously putting these games on PlayStation Plus, but in the manner that stuff currently happens will not help a player base. Just putting a game out there doesn't help a player base. What I think they would need to do is kind of do not a rebrand, but a bit of a project change within PlayStation. It is very easy for PlayStation to come out and be like, cool, with PlayStation Plus Essential, with that base tier, we have a new thing being added on. The PlayStation Multiplayer Experience. PME, whatever the fuck. This is where all of our multiplayer games, because you need PlayStation Plus to play them online anyway, will live. With your PlayStation Plus subscription, you get access to our overall online multiplayer experience. All these games we're making are coming to this in some form or fashion, day and date, and you get to play them there. But yes, you will have to buy other things if you want, expansions. Like, they would have to get reworked to this model. A free-to-play model that requires PlayStation Plus, but maybe it is free on PC. But it requires PlayStation Plus on PS5. And each one of these games would end up having things you can buy in them just because they need to make money somehow. But they'd be free to play, but locked within PlayStation Plus. But they need to be set, dressed, and windowed in a fashion where it's like, here's a new product we have. This PlayStation multiplayer thing. Here's a new product. And look at all these games within this that you have because you're subscribing to PlayStation Plus. Helldivers 2, I can see when sales start to dip on that. They can be like, cool, it's free now to play. We still sell all the war bonds, and I think they make a lot of money off of those because they're designed in such a smart way. They're not battle passes. They're not microtransactions. They don't feel like microtransactions. They feel like expansions. They feel like gear expansions, which is cool. I bought them all. I haven't played in a few months. And I know they stepped back on them. I bought most of them at the very least. I want to get back into Helldivers. I want them to come up with new trophies, or like new content to do as well. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. I want Concord and free games and Marathon. Fuck. Damn it. To exist in that context. As part of free-to-play games, if you have PlayStation Plus, you make them exciting, and you can put them on the level of a new God of War single-player game by saying, hey, a new game is coming to the multiplayer hub. A brand new game is coming to the multiplayer hub. It's fair games, everyone. Check it out. It's going to be cool. And then, hey, Concord is here. It's got a new season. You can buy the season. Because if it's free to play, that's what they're going to have to do. I'm prepping for this jump. Can't shoot through this platform. That bug doesn't get anywhere close to us. Okay. Ah! Fuck, I pressed X to jump. God, I hate this game. I thought I was gonna like this one. I don't. So yes, Concord can be redone in a fashion. I feel really bad for the team at Firewalk that don't really know what's going on. Still, it's been a couple weeks, but it's been a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Like, it's been some time, and we still don't know what's going on. Well, that's sad. On to our final story. Oh, this is a quick one. I found it funny. No Sims 5. They're going to continue. I'm on our last life. They're going to continue The Sims 4, but they're going to wind it down probably. They have this new Sims-like game, Project Renee, that's being in the works, and there's a movie and happening. Sonic Movie Show will review that movie if it ever comes to fruition. Kill this thing. I hit the ceiling and died. Were there spikes on the ceiling? That didn't make any sense. I mean, thank Christ we can continue the biome. Oh God. We're restarting the biome. Hey, now here's why that button is there. Restarting the biome. Yeah, The Sims 5. Wrap this up before we can just lock in on this game. It would be cool to have a Sims 5 happen, completely starting over, just for my personal selfish sake, because I'd be interested in playing it. At this point, we're so far into Sims 4, and it's old. I don't know if I want to get into that. Back in the day, I played a shit ton of The Sims 2. My mom had the game, and The Sims 1. We played that a little bit. Well, The Sims 2 had come out, and she had every expansion. And these were physical discs. These were physical, I don't know if they were DVDs at the time, but they were CDs maybe. All the expansions and the stuff packs, they came out physical. We had them all. We still have them. Well, we still have them. I don't know where my mom has them. Maybe in storage. I'd be interested in getting them because you cannot buy The Sims 1 or The Sims 2 on any modern platform on PC. I don't want to get in my whole opinions on PC gaming, but that is a PC-ass PC game, and I want to play The Sims 2 again. That's just where I am. I don't want to play The Sims 4, and I've never touched The Sims 3, and I don't know why I would play 3 instead of 4. But I want to go back and I want to play The Sims 2. I had a lot of fun with it. I would always make these big rectangular houses, because I was like a kid. I was like 8. I had like no interior design creativity, and like you would do the not infinite money, but the big money glitch, not glitch, cheat code you would type in. Whoa, it was something like a very obvious password. You would type it in the cheats thing. Cool. Now I have enough money to just make whatever I want. I would make these mansions that were just a giant rectangle. It's like 3 stories tall. Big empty rooms, because I don't know how to fill up the spaces. I would fucking kill in The Sims 2 today. Would kill in The Sims 2 today. I should research into how folks are getting Sims 1 and 2 running on Windows 11. I should look into that. I don't even need to pirate the game. Piracy is wrong, because I had those physical discs somewhere. And even if I needed to maybe download a version of them you know, because maybe the discs don't work as well as maybe a patched file might. So, who knows? But I'd be interested in doing that. Yeah, The Sims is in a weird position where that's a property that can be so much bigger than it is right now. But at the same time, it's hard to tell how much bigger, right? PC games are in a weird spot where a PC game like The Sims, and yes, you can play Sims 4 on a console, right? But a PC game where the UI is all around the screen and it's a mouse game. You're playing it with a mouse. A lot of that type of market, those types of people, they moved on to iPad games, right? And like easy to run laptop games, browser type stuff. They're not necessarily getting a big, expensive, impressive looking Sims, I don't think, anymore. Even though there are other games that are like The Sims that are coming out or are out. There was one, I forget what it was called, but the character creator on it, people were making amazing looking Black Desert Online like characters with this other Sims competitor. And so The Sims has a desire to be the top dog again, but at the same time knows that the market for that isn't as big. That would be like an iPad type of experience. And iPads are powerful at this day and age. That market isn't like, oh, I will sit on the computer and play The Sims as much these days. There's a lot of people that still play it, but like I said, it's tough to discern how big that market is. It's bigger than what they are currently servicing, but how much bigger can it be? Personally, and I am not one of these types of people that I feel like they need to target. Personally, I would love a big PC game again that is, you know, redone from the beginning. The Sims 5. Like, yes, I know when The Sims 4 launched, there was a lot of things that were missing in it that they would then sell later or come in free updates. I get it. Like, I don't know if there were babies. I don't even think you could have babies. I think it was like, you could have someone be a kid, and at a certain age, they then just turn into the adult, right? I think that was the case for Sims 4, I remember reading at the time. There was just a lot of, you know, household-type stuff that wasn't in the game that they were obviously gladly going to sell you in stuff packs, which is the history of The Sims, and I feel like that's fair. But I'm okay with a relaunch of The Sims 5, but that's what EA says they don't want to do. They don't want to have a reboot of The Sims like what Sims 4 did to 3 or 3 did to 2. They don't want to have to lose players and have those players feel like they're losing on content that they have to then rebuy. I get it completely. Honestly, my approach to The Sims is the same way my approach is to, multiplayer games like Concord, where it's like, cool, a lot of people are like, no, we don't need another one of these types of games. But I had put those games aside years ago. I was looking for a new one. Here's a new one. I haven't played The Sims since The Sims 2. The audience says we don't need a Sims 5, we want The Sims 4 to be expanded on forever. Selfishly, I want a Sims 5, you know? I'm not their core market. But I wouldn't be upset if they like, actually, yeah, here's a new Sims game. But I want to go back and I want to play The Sims 2. I want to do that. I want to figure out how to make that happen on Windows 11. I want to ask, I'm going to text my mom and be like, hey, where are all those Sims 2 game discs? You got them still? Because I want to try to get them to work on my computer. I could probably get them to work. There are fans of those games still. I don't want to play The Sims 4. I want to play The Sims 2. Restarting the biome because I got hit. Circle is jump. I hate Borzy Adventures. We collect 100 bones, we get an extra life. We can shoot the bugs, and they die. You aim the gun with the same analog stick you use to move. The D-pad does nothing. X and triangle do nothing. The triggers... Okay, you can shoot with the right trigger. Wow, like regular video games. Have guns. Pull that, brother. Our level design has these random square pits in them that you can get stuck in. Isn't that fun? Game's terrible. Now this in the pantheon of Stinky Platinums, this is in the amateurish indie game, right? This is in the I made a game for the phones. I ported it to the consoles, and I might make some money. That's what this Stinky Platinum is. They range from that to actual slop. So, like, I can't hate too much, but, like, this is a prime example of, did you learn any lessons from the games that you are clearly inspired by? Like, no one makes a 2D platformer these days without having seen other 2D platformers like Super Mario Brothers, and Celeste nowadays would be one of them. You know what I mean? You learn any lessons? I'd like to start ranking all of the Stinky Platinums we play on these streams. Sans the jumping ones, because whatever. I don't know if I want to put this above or below the Toy Tank one that we played last week. On the one hand, that game was kind of bullshit in the sense that it was just very hard. But so is this one, in ways it doesn't need to be. Whereas that Toy Tank game was hard in ways I've seen other tank games be. So that's just the game being a part of the genre that's imitating. And this one is being hard because it's incompetent. You move with the analog stick. You aim the gun with the same analog stick. You move! There's another analog stick here. But you know why? Is because it was made for a touchscreen phone. They wanted to make it easy. You moved with one side of the screen, you tapped a jump button, and a fire button with the other. I didn't look. Did we have 6 hearts before we hit 100 bones? Or not? Can we go over the amount they want to give us? Does it better tell? We have 5. Yeah, I think I'm putting this below the Toy Tank game on the list. I didn't even look. How many... Okay. We need to beat, well, the level we lost completely on, and the level after that. We were very close. We were very close. You know what? I'm looking at the trophy list now. That's why this platinum has a 67.5% completion rate. Is because some people are like, "Oh, this isn't as easy breezy as I thought." And I'll come back to it later. I don't. Yeah, we need to get all the bones. Need to get all the bones. Done. Okay, 20 more bones, we get an extra life. Cool. Alright, I know where the platform stops. I know when to jump to anticipate it. extra life. Okay, this was the level we died on, so this is level 9. Back to 6 hearts. This is stressful in ways that aren't necessary. Okay, so hitting that ceiling and that alcove down there killed me. Can you not jump in midair if you hadn't gotten into the air in the first place by jumping? Meaning if you walk off a ledge, you can't jump in the air? But if you jump off the ledge, then you can jump in the air? Fuck it, we're testing it right here. Yeah, you need to jump in order to get your double jump. That's wild. Okay. Take the safe way. Or take the safe. Yeah, because platform isn't that big. God. 4 hearts left. Well, that piranha plant knockoff should have 1 hit left on him. We should be able to kill him. Ah. No! I didn't jump off the ledge. I didn't jump off the ledge. Got 3 hearts left. Man, this game. This is what Stinky Platinums are all about. Some of them are so dirt easy. That you can just walk through them. And others are a little annoying. This is in that annoying phase. We got 2 hearts left. We just need to get to the exit. That's it. That's all we need to do right now, is to get to the exit. And for whatever reason, jumping straight into the ceiling kills you. Okay, so now we are playing level 10. Gotta beat this level, unlock level 11, then we gotta beat the next one. If we can get 31 more bones, we'll get an extra heart, aka an extra life. I don't think the golden bones mean jack. Dissipate. Ah! I love just the line that happens whenever you jump. There's a couple lines. Game isn't set to a sub-pixel thing as well, I think. As maybe it did on the phone version or whatever. Hit it once. It's such a pain in the ass to aim with the same stick you used to move with, and the fact that you have to move with the stick at all is insane. Okay, an extra heart means one more death that we are afforded. Stay here until they're dead. Seems suspicious to me. Okay. This is our last level. And it's a new biome. Oh my god, that means if we die and lose all of our lives, we just start from this level again. We just gotta beat this level. Unlock the next level, get the platinum. The Stinky Platinum. Wonder if you can swim. Probably can't. Easy. Got this. You know, it's one of those first levels that's just... Oh, you kind of... Those first levels that just... It's introducing some concepts. Here we have it. The Platinum Trophy. Good. Yeah, let's start ranking these. These Stinky Platinums. We had Toy, Tank, Attack, I think it was called. Underneath, For the Adventure. That's our new ranking for these Stinky Platinums. Every week we're going to play a new one of these, one or two, depending on how long the first one of those is. And we will rank them all. I now get to delete this off the list. And next Saturday we will pick another on this list, maybe two, like I said. There's some of them that are so easy, you basically do nothing. We've done two stars so far. Okay, well, you know what this means. It means we get to delete this game. Thank you guys for watching the program. As stated before, Stinky Platinums is every single Saturday. I like these streams. I want to keep these going. I like discussing some of this news. I like going over some of it with all of you, giving my perspective, while also playing some of these Stinky Platinums. I think 6 topics is good. I'm trying to gauge out the length of this. I think 6 is good. I mean, it fits the space I have over there. I'll have to like change how I have that pop on the screen. But I think 6 is good. And maybe the Stinky Platinums we've gotten have been too long because of annoying issues and they might not be indicative of some of the other ones we might be doing. So I think 6 is good. But yes, to reiterate what I said at the top of the show, new episode of the Sonic Movie Show comes out tomorrow. It is our mid-season extravaganza. So for folks that love our video game movie reviews, this is David and Devin with myself going over some things. And if you're a fan of the game shows and the ongoing saga that is I don't want to spoil anything for folks that might not have caught up, but you're going to want to tune into tomorrow's episode. And then tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, will be the first of 2, probably not 3, hopefully not 3, part series of me playing through Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, that new volume collection applet version, because that is going to be my 200th platinum. I'm now currently sitting at 197, which means I am afforded one more Stinky Platinum stream of 2 games before that needs to be number 200. So we're going to stream the first part tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Thank you all for watching. See you tomorrow.